there is a string of possibilities that there could be the resurgence of a third world war sooner or later. And why am I saying so? I'm saying so simply because colonizers have begun checking onto their colonies. And in reference to this is King Charles III is currently in the country, whereas a number of Germans are flopping into Tanzania. And remember, no one, absolutely no one, knows why they are currently running to Africa. And if I may give you a flashback, even the first time before colonizing Africa, they came and no one knew what their motive had been. And 3 years ago, PLO Lumumba, the professor, prophesied that in the next 25 years, Africa was going to be recolonized. And if I may ask, is his prophecy slowly manifesting? Or could it be that Europe has begun fearing of China's invasion in Russia into Africa? Remember, China has offered many African countries a very huge loans resulting into debts. Remember, China can be very clever enough in the sense that they can decide to use the debt strategy in capturing the whole of Africa, in the sense that they give you a very huge loan, you default to pay, then that could be the loophole they will use to manipulate African resources. Imagine of a situation whereby you are given a very huge loan, you default paying, then someone uses that as the only loophole to extract all what you've had. Europe needs exactly the same natural resources as the ones China wants. Speak of lithium, uranium, gas, oil, and gold, if I'm just to mention but a few. And with the presence of the Chinese in Africa, that absolutely makes the Westerners completely irrelevant. And from where I sit, when I see European countries running to their former colonies, that actually raises more questions than answers from my end, in the sense that it reminds me back in 1939 of the phony war, because that is exactly what they named it back in 1939, because in the same year Germany invaded Poland, and then the Great Britain declared war against the Germans. But essentially they did absolutely nothing in relation to the same. And at this time of the hour, we all know, as a matter of fact, there is a looming world war that is purported to happen, if at all the ongoing war is not going to be stopped. Also, I have to remind you that back in 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine, and the Westerners up to date are yet to declare war against Russia. Today, as of the time of this broadcast, Israel is currently fighting the Palestinians, and there are some countries that have shown solidarity with either of the two countries. So with that resurgence, could there be a looming third world war, if at all? All those that showed solidarity with either of the two fighting nations combine forces to fight against each other, then boom, here we are, the former colonizers running to Africa. Could it be a hidden strategy that they could just be coming to help and leave their colonies intact, so that in case of the resurgence of a third world war, their colonies could offer a helping hand in the war. Their coming to Africa could also be a strategy for they to form alliances with Africa in case of any war that will come up. In fact, it is just the other day that I saw Iran's Ayatollah warn the Israel that if at all they don't stop the war against Palestine, then there will be nothing to celebrate as victory in Israel.
My warning to the Ayatollah was that if they continue to move against those troops, we will respond, and he should be prepared. It has nothing to do with Israel.
On the other hand, Yemen just released some videos of missiles and drones to Israel a day after declaring war. And mind you, they being very clever enough, they chose to blur the video so that the enemy cannot detect the area. Just have a look.
روحية اليمنية لإخواننا الشعب الفلسطيني، وما رميت إذ رميت ولكن الله رمى. يا الله سدد يا رب. الله أكبر. الموت لأمريكا، الموت لإسرائيل، اللعنة على اليهود، النصر للإسلام. لبيك يا غزة، لبيك يا أقصى، لبيك يا أقصى، لبيك يا غزة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الموت لإسرائيل. الموت لإسرائيل، اللعنة اليهود، النصر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. مشاركة سلاح الجو المسير في عملية طوفان الأقصى عدد من المسيرات على العدو الصهيوني المحتل نصرة لإخواننا الفلسطينيين. وما رميت إذ رميت ولكن الله رمى.
الموت لأمريكا، الموت لإسرائيل، اللعنة على اليهود، النصر للإسلام. الموت لأمريكا، الموت لإسرائيل، اللعنة على اليهود، النصر للإسلام.
However, the Westerners running to Africa currently could just be for them trying to solidify on their former colonies and avoiding themselves being caught in a quagmatic situation like the one that France found itself in with her former colony. But honestly, that has just been my opinion. If you do have a contrary opinion to mine, kindly just feel free to drop them in the comment section and I'll give them a right of reply. And as I come to the penultimate part of this video, in case if you're watching me for the very first time, kindly do consider hitting on the subscribe button. If you've been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, kindly do feel free to click on the subscribe button. And my word advice of the day to you is, my dear brother, by now being paid 12 times in 365 days should be bothering you as much as it is currently bothering me. Thank you and may God bless you.